You're listening to the Trim Radio Network. We cut the bull and serve the truth.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
Good morning, good morning. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Another beautiful, nice, hot, another beautiful day. It's going to be here in Florida. We've got a little bit of activity happening. That's because of a storm that is to the west of us. And we're getting a little bit of activity from that, very small amount, but there's active storms all around the state today, east and west coast. So this morning I have Angelia. Angelia is known as the Florida Salty Cowgirl. If you want to give fishing in the Keys a whirl, you got to talk to the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning?
Well, of course, I took the dog out and do that every morning, take him out, and open up the front door, and it's like back into the sun again. Here we go. It's already hot outside, and it's barely 8 o'clock at this point, and it's got to be close to 80 degrees where I'm at. And with all that wind activity and all that tropical activity, I know that it passed down your way a little bit. Did you get to see any of that?
You know, we got some very much needed rain. We had not seen rain down here in the Big Pine area in a couple weeks, and we were anxious to get a little rain. So we got a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, and when you say 80 degrees, we were thrilled to have 80 degrees because we've been in the high 90s every day. It's just been a hot end of the summer here.
It's been pretty much the same way here, but I mean, for 80 degrees, when you first get up, it's like we're out there at 7:05, 7:10. It's already warming up. You know it's going to be a warm one. So anyway, pulled up the Wonder map and looked up the radar, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty pleasant day. I mean, again, we have scattered activity all throughout the state. I think a lot of that is related to the storm that is, I think it's going to hit New Orleans today. Those poor people in New Orleans, my gosh. They're going to get hit with another one today. But other than that, everything else looks pretty good. And this storm is scary looking on the radar. This thing has got a definitive eye. It has compressed itself. I got to pray for those people over in New Orleans. Everything's going to be a mess over there. That's for doggone sure. But in our area, we're looking okay. Again, scattered thunder showers. If you're going to go out in a boat today, the conditions are good. Just be aware we've got showers out and about, and stay away from them, and you should be good. Let's see. Let's look at the high tides today. The tides are going to be low tide was 129 this morning. High tide was 129 this morning. Low tide is right about now, 7:45. Next high tide will be 211. And last low tide will be 8:30. Of course, now this is for the Palm Beach County area. It's a little different as you move around the state, but this is for our area here. And the beaches are beautiful. There's not a whole lot going on the beaches. Just remember that some of our beaches have rocks, so you just be aware of that. Other than that, we don't see any warnings on the beaches, so it's going to be a gorgeous day to get out there and get suntan. Doesn't take long, you know that, right? For a lot of people, it doesn't take long, 15 to 20 minutes. I have one of my daughters. I'm not trying to be racist. It's just I've always called her this. She's my white meat kid. She's one of those that has a complexion that is just very, very, very light. And if she goes out into the sun on a day like today, if she's out there for more than a half an hour, she's a lobster when she comes in. So you just be aware that it may be nice and sunny and warm out there, but some of you who have that sensitive skin, be aware that, especially with a lighter colored, or I've also noticed with people with freckles or red hair, they seem to be very sensitive to the sunlight as well. So just be aware of that, and be aware of if you're going to use suntan. This is something we haven't talked about in quite a while. If you're going to use suntan lotion, be aware of the suntan lotion that you're using. Some of these lotions, when you go out into the ocean, there's so many people wearing these lotions that it's literally making a mark on our coral. It's killing the coral reefs. And when I first heard of this, I was really shocked. Everybody uses, my gosh, I don't know anybody who doesn't use some kind of suntan lotion. So just be aware. Angelia, do you know what I can't remember what the name of the chemical is that's in it, or do you know any of them by name that do this, that cause this problem on the reef?
I am actually looking it up right now because if you wouldn't have asked me, I could have told you. There we go. Got it. It's called oxybenzone. And it's a chemical
Ben something. I remembered it was Ben something. Yep.
Yeah, it's really bad news for the corals, and it's definitely killing a lot of the coral. And I commend Hawaii. They were the first ones to outlaw this particular ingredient in sunscreens. And since then, the Keys have adopted that, since we have 120 miles of North America's only living reef. And, stay away from that when you buy sunscreen, because it's very, very important. Our coral reefs they mean the world to our oceans. So definitely stay away from that when you use your sunscreens.
I was quite surprised when I first learned of that suntan lotion can actually hurt the reef. Are you kidding me? And the more that I looked into it, it's a real thing that, something so common. And how many people do you know that put that stuff on? We don't, I think
everybody. Yeah, you get on the beach, you can see people slathering up their babies so they look like little Casper the Ghost out there, and everybody seems to be using that sunscreen. And I'm the one weird person, Rascala, in the entire world that has never put sunscreen on my body.
I haven't either.
You and I have really good genes, because I'm a Sicilian girl, and I always thought that your tanning of your skin was the natural, reaction to make your skin tougher and more immune, and I thought it was a good, healthy thing. And I've never really had a problem with the sun at all. Of course, I've got that Mediterranean type complexion, but most people do need it. They do require it. If you don't want to use a sunscreen, buffs and hats and long sleeve shirts are always your alternative. There's some really great UV protection clothing out there these days.
Yeah.
So if you like the sunscreen, look into that type of thing. But it's very, very important not to use those products that have that benzo. Now I'm not going to be able
to say
it.
It's benzene, some kind of benzene. I remember that because in my native language, that means gasoline, benzene.
Ooh, and just think about that. Think about that, Rascala. In your native language, this particular ingredient means gasoline. So what in the world is it doing to our reef?
Yeah. And again, I was shocked. I was totally shocked that something like that was going on. It would have been the last thing on my mind to think that something that you put on your skin can actually affect our coral reefs. That seems like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's true. And so again, you just want to be aware. There's other sunscreen products out there that are very safe to use, very safe for you, very safe for the reef. But we haven't talked about that in quite a while. I thought that was something that was important to bring back up again. Just keep that in mind. The other thing you mentioned is the clothing. We didn't have that kind of stuff when I had my boat many, many years ago. The clothing that is out there today that allows you to have an SPF of 50, 60.
It's amazing.
And you can breathe. It breathes. So if you begin to sweat, it causes a cooling sensation. We didn't have any of that back then. So there's a lot of ways that you can get around it. Where if you don't like putting lotion on whatever kind of lotion on your body, there's other ways around it. You can get the protective clothing, like Angelia mentioned. Carolyn,
I just got some amazing. I hate to interrupt, but I just got some amazing fishing shirts given to me by a company called Real Captivating, and not only are their shirts UV protected up to over 50 UV, protection, but they're also moisture wicking. And they're also antimicrobial. So if you're sweating in them, it's not going to, be a germ factory that you're wearing. But if you can find these types of shirts, they're amazing out there on the water. The long sleeves do not feel hot. And it's really, really important. That'll keep the sun off of your shoulders, off of your back, off of your arms. Usually everybody's shoulders and arms get really, really burnt. But there's so many options out there with hats and buffs and long sleeve shirts. And that is a really, really viable alternative to these sunscreens.
It's funny that you mentioned Real Captivating, because that's what I was about to say. I was going to say, Carolyn, our co-host, is our regular co-host, who happens to be in New York right now, taking some much-needed time off, gave me one of the real captivating shirts. I love the feeling of the material. That is just, it's got this really neat feel to it. And it is well made, very, very well made. And you can see how this could make a big difference if you're out there. If you're one of those that doesn't like the lotion, you don't want that on your body. This is a way to get around that, and it's a very viable way. I mean, a very good way of doing it. And Angelia mentioned you can sweat, and it won't house. You won't be a petri dish.
Exactly.
And you can cool down. It's got the wicking effect. And so it's, again, it's just an information for those of you. I don't like lotions. I don't want to put. Well, we got some other stuff. It's just not lotions. Oh Lord. So, did you get to go fishing last week?
No, that storm pretty much stirred up our winds
Yeah.
down here. And, we were actually just thrilled to have a breeze because it's been so darn hot. But the seas have been pretty high this week, and it has not been primo fishing weather at all down here. But the good end of that is the next week we are looking, or this week ahead, we are looking at some of the most magnificent seas. We've also had some work being done on our boats where we were originally located in the Upper Keys. And, of course, when it rains, it pours. So we have both boats going to be ready this week. So we'll be on the water a lot this week. And thank goodness we have very low winds, great conditions, good weather, cool down just a bit. And I'll have a great fishing report for you because we're going to fish all the way from the Upper Keys all the way down to Big Pine.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's a good time.
I think we have Robert on. Well, with us, Robert is with the New World Angler magazine. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Very well, Robert. How are you doing this morning?
Excellent.
Well, tell us.
Getting ready to head for the park. It's a beautiful day.
It is. It's warm already. A little bit on the warm side. Did you get to do your fishing last week in your private spot? Well, that didn't come out right. It didn't come out right.
Unfortunately, no, I did not. But my son's coming next weekend, and we're going out. So
into the secret area, or going out on a boat?
Oh no, the secret area. If you're talking about that fishing, we do that a couple nights a week still.
So did you get to
snook fishing?
Are they still hitting the snook? Still hitting?
Oh yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
So I'm ignorant.
Spot.
I'm ignorant. Is it still snook season?
No.
Bummer. But you see, that's why they bite, because they know it's not snook season anymore.
Yeah.
When it becomes snook season, it's like Angelia was telling me about the grouper, I think it was. Was it Angelia? Was one of them the grouper?
I swear
Or the snapper?
The grouper send out like a memo. The grouper, you can catch the grouper like crazy off season, and the day season starts. I promise you guys, they send a memo out amongst all the grouper on the reef, and they will not bite the day that open seasons. It's just insane.
I see this little minnow in my mind. I see this minnow riding a seahorse, yelling, "The fishermen are coming! The fishermen are coming!"
I think that little minnow is hauling like one of those signs that they haul behind the airplanes on the beach, and he just runs back and forth across the reef. That's the vision I have.
Oh, it is. It is amazing, though, isn't it? It's ironic that they have these different seasons, and when the seasons are in, they're hitting like crazy, and then when the seasons are off, I should say when the seasons are off, they're hitting like crazy. When the seasons are on, it's like they're on strike. It's like, nope, we ain't touching that. We got word.
You can actually see it with the snook. The snook are stacked up in the inlets right now, like
wow,
hundreds of them.
Really?
And September 1st, they will be gone.
Wow. Well, it's September. I think it's September 1st is the season.
Beginning of the season. Yep.
Wow. And you're saying there's hundreds of them there? You can see them
in the inlets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
They're stacked up like. What's his name? I'll send you a picture later that the guy that shoots out of Jupiter all the time took at the inlet.
Mm-hmm.
He
That
took a
reminds
picture underwater at the inlet. There's hundreds of them there.
The only thing I've ever seen that reminds me of is mullet. We used to have mullet runs in the canals down in I grew up in Coral Gables, which is inside the Miami area, and we had saltwater canals. And when we had the mullet runs, oh my gosh, It was literally hundreds, maybe thousands of those guys. So many of them, you could drop a hook over, just a hook and a line in the water and end up catching one. That's how many of them were in the water. It's amazing. I can't imagine that would be snook like that. Holy smokes, man. And so September 1, they all disappear. Smart fish.
Yep, they vanish. Yep.
Smart fish. So you're out and about. I take it you're going to go to the park today? You're going to do some bike riding?
Yep, headed to the park here shortly.
And any information on any tournaments that you're aware of?
Not any tournaments that I'm aware of. It's getting a little late in the year for that, in the hot. But there are some still going. The Yacht Lures tournament that was supposed to be held in Isla Mirada has been postponed a couple of times. I believe I talked to them the other day. It's still on.
Okay.
I don't know when they're going to have it, but they're still going to do it. And I just don't know how much luck they're going to have. The Mahi will be gone by the time they get this tournament going. So.
Well, I had the opportunity to review some of the New World Angler magazine online, and jam up job, my friend. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but this next issue is going to be great too. There's already people sending in stuff, and we got more stuff coming from Australia and New Zealand and Montana, and it's great. It's nice not being Florida only, which it never really was anyway, but now I don't have to listen to people tell me that fish isn't from Florida. That doesn't look like Florida.
Well, it is.
And we still have Florida in there, obviously, but I don't have to hear the comments. So
it is an awesome publication. You can find it online. I guess it's still the same address, right?
It is www.flfishmag.com.
Yeah,
if you're going to send stuff, send it to pages at flfishmag.com.
And the thing I like about this platform is, unlike a printed piece of material, this is almost unlimited in the way they can express themselves, whether it's through a video, an audio, a picture, and it's just a unique way of. I'm trying to think of this. The story that I read that just knocked my socks off. There's some amazing stories in there. Was it this one or the last one? It's about a tuna. Am I off? Somebody caught a real big tuna. Was that in your magazine, or did I see it somewhere else? I don't remember now.
It was, but that's been a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking of somebody else. But there's a variety of stories in there. There's a variety of different people, anglers. Have you got kids in there yet? You got any kid stories?
There's no stories on kids. We still have parents sending in their kids' pictures and stuff, but I haven't gotten any stories from kids yet, which I would love to have. I would like to have a kid write a story and just to hear it from their point of view. So
I may have a prospect for you. Later today, we're going to have my friend Barnard on and his son Antonio, and it's a father and son fishing team, fishing for the love of fishing. They're not fishing for competition or anything like that. They just enjoy fishing, and they do a lot of it as a pair. And he's a very well-spoken young man. So I'll see if I can get him. Maybe I can get him and his dad to help him write a story for you.
Yeah, I would love to hear it from a kid's point of view. It would be great.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I think that I'll ask them as we remind me, Angelia, if you will, if I forget. To ask them about the New World Angler magazine, see if they'll write a small article for them. All right, my friend.
Cannon's got
anything else you want to share with us?
Wrote another article in there, but no, just we're working on the magazine, and we're going to start on it next week. It'll be out sometime around the end of September, and if anybody's got anything to send it to pages at flfishmag.com.
Hot dog.
And that's about it.
All right, Robert. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to share with us this morning. Don't get too hot out there now. Oh, by the way, we were speaking earlier about putting lotions on and stuff like that. Do you utilize any of that?
What, sunscreen and stuff?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right. That's three of us.
No. I wear performance gear so that my arms are covered. And
yeah, and we were talking about the clothing. I say, in my day when we were out fishing, we didn't have that. We didn't have that available, and it's available. It's comfortable. It really feels great. That's some of the nicest feeling material. I was just curious because we were just before you came on, we were talking about how the lotions are actually affecting the reefs, and you got to be careful what kind of lotion you put on. If it's got that benzene, benzoyl, whatever, something like something. Oxybenzone. Stay away from that stuff. All right, my friend, I wish you an awesome day. Let me give Angelia an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and we'll go on to our break.
Yeah, Robert.
You two guys, you have a great day.
Yeah, congrats on the new format of the magazine. It looks fantastic.
It does. It's really cool.
That's cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
God bless, my friend.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
Oh, I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning if you're just joining us. We appreciate you, every one of you. You can find us several different ways. I think the easiest of all of those ways, well, if you have the TuneIn app, you can go to Marina Rock Radio. Marina Rock allows us to utilize their service on their servers on Sunday mornings. Marina Rock is a TuneIn station. Thank you to a big thank you to Marina Rock for allowing us to do that. If you don't have the TuneIn app and you'd like to have our app, because we do have an app available, you can download it. It is free. We're not going to ask you for any of your personal information. We're not going to send you ads. We're not going to send you push notifications. There's no spyware. It's just the easiest way that we know of. If you have an Android piece of equipment, it's the easiest way to listen to the network. You can find it on any of the major outlets under WTRM or Trim Radio Network. And again, it's for the Androids. If you're on the web, you can find us at www.fishinginfloridashow.com or our home network, which is WTRMradio.com. If you're on Facebook, you can go to our Facebook page, Fishing in Florida. Click on Contact Us. It gets you a link to the live server. So there's numerous ways that you can listen to us. And again, I appreciate every one of you. This is the fastest 2 hours of my life that happens. We're always meeting very interesting people on the show. And this morning, I have the pleasure of having the Florida Salty Cowgirl as my co-host. And if you're going to give fishing in the Keys a whirl, the Florida Salty Cowgirl, that's the one you got to talk to. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing with me this morning because my regular co-host is up in New York taking a much-needed break. And at the last moment, I call you, and she says, yes, with an exclamation mark. God bless you. Thank you so much. All right, I think we have our next guests on, and that is Barnard and Antonio. And it's a father and son that are very inspiring. They're friends of mine, personal friends of mine, not only on Facebook, but a personal friend of mine. And I see the pictures that he puts up, and it is so inspiring, him and his son. And they go out and I'm going to tell you, they get some mean fish. So let me welcome Barnard first. Good morning, my friend. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Rascala. Thank you for having us this morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Go ahead, Angelia.
Good morning. I love that you take your son out fishing. I love it. That's wonderful.
Well, I was lucky enough to have my father and my grandfather take us out, so just continuing the family tradition.
Amen.
Which is even better.
Yeah, very similar to me in the sense that our family was. I was very fortunate. My mom loved fishing, so fishing was a very common pastime for us, and I wanted to hear from Antonio. I saw some really neat pictures. You guys took a fishing trip. Where was it? Hawaii or somewhere out of the country, right?
Yeah, that was in Hawaii.
And he caught an impressive fish up there. So if I can, let him... Are you on speakerphone?
No, I'll pass the phone over to him.
Okay.
So that the reception's a little better that way.
All right.
So I'm going to pass Antonio now.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
Good morning, Antonio. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Angelia?
Good morning, Antonio. I'm always happy to talk to a young, ambitious, passionate angler.
He is. You should see some of the pictures. So, Antonio, I wanted to ask you, have you been fishing lately?
Yes.
And can you tell me, where did you go fishing at?
Lighthouse Point.
Oh, my goodness. So not too far away. What did you catch?
It depends on the day, but sometimes we'll get some mahis, some tuna, some tilefish if we go out far, and snappers, and there's a lot of other stuff we can get, but those are mostly what we get. And also we get some rosies.
So I'm going to ask you a really silly question now. I take it you like fishing?
Yes, I do. I love fishing.
I'm just teasing you, my friend. So the last time you went fishing, you caught a whole bunch of fish. It sounds like a wide variety of fish. There's a picture, yep. I think it was of you, that had a relatively large tuna that you caught.
Yep.
And how big was the tuna?
The first one, it was 135 pounds, I think. And the second run was around 200 pounds, maybe more.
And how much do you weigh?
I weigh probably around 80 pounds.
Okay,
Are
I'm
you-
going to have to correct here, guys. So you guys, Antonio, these are yellowfin tuna?
What'd you say?
Are they yellowfin tuna?
Yes, those are yellowfin tuna.
And you were catching 130 to 200 pound yellowfin tuna.
Yes, with help. There was 2.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Do you want one?
No.
I got the perfect one for you, Antonio. She lives down in the Keys.
I think I'm in love, Antonio.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's why I was laughing. I was waiting for that to come out. I knew the fish was somewhere around twice his weight. And we know you probably had some help. But, I mean, the fact that you went out there and you did that's pretty awesome, my friend. And it's inspiring. The reason I wanted you to come on the radio is so the other kids can hear, about guys like you. How old are you, Antonio?
What did you say?
How old are you?
I am 10.
Okay, so at 10 years old, you've already caught fish that some people dream about catching. And you're already ahead of the game, if you will. And it's something that you'll be able to do for the rest of your life. And if and when a time comes where you start a family, I feel very strongly you will probably do the same thing your dad is doing, spending time with you, or spending time with your children at that point, and fishing. So, is there anything about fishing that you don't like?
Not at all, I gotta say that. But I have no dislikes about fishing.
Do you ever get to go fishing and not catch anything?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, and
it's always gonna be the day that you don't catch fish.
do you feel bad about that? Does it make you feel bad?
No.
Good.
No.
Good.
We're lucky that we can get the amount of fish that we get to get that much fish.
Awesome.
That is a wonderful way to look at it. I love that
That's
attitude.
awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you.
And so how often do you get to go fishing, Antonio?
Well, I go fishing a lot.
So now school is in, I imagine for you that you have school, right? I think school started already. Is that right?
Yes, school started.
So do you go fishing after school?
Sometimes.
That's great.
Mostly on the weekends.
Yeah.
Just on the weekends. Yep.
Is there a favorite place that you like to go when you go fishing?
Mostly going out of Lighthouse Point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're always gonna get something when you're gonna go fishing, and most of the time you always get fish. But if you don't, you don't.
That's a great attitude.
What a great attitude.
I'm telling you, this is an awesome. I had the honor of having them on. I guess it's been almost probably over a year since they were on, and I saw a post about how the two of them go fishing, and again, for me, it hits home because it's very similar. When I was young, my dad, of course, took the whole family fishing, and it was a way that we really kind of built the relationship. I don't know if that's the right word. Kind of, it was the glue, if you will. I can't think of the right word. They brought us closer together. It kept our relationship really close because we're both doing the same thing. We both enjoy what we're doing, even though we're doing the same thing. We see it differently, and when we sit and talk about it, you see, oh yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't see that kind of thing. So it's an awesome thing to do for a family. And everybody in the family enjoys it. It's a way to help keep your family together. Do you take any of the? Do you take your phone or any of your electronics with you when you go fishing, Antonio?
Sometimes yes, but honestly, I never use it when I'm on the boat. I'm mostly catching fish and staying focused on the pole and trying to do good.
Awesome.
I'm doing my best.
See, so this is one of the things that that I say. This is an opportunity for the children to get away from and there's not. Please don't misunderstand me. I love technology. I make my living on technology. But there also comes a time when you step away from that and enjoy what God has given us. And God has given us a great present, particularly here in Florida. If you don't like water, you're in the wrong place, because we have water 3 sides of the state, and then the state itself is like a sponge. There's lakes, canals, oh my gosh. So we have this wonderful environment, and to get out there and be able to utilize that and enjoy that, I think makes us appreciate what we have even more, because you see, it's kind of a humbling feeling. I think you're an awesome young man, Antonio, and I'm so grateful that your dad takes you and takes you fishing. This will be something that you'll remember these days for the rest of your life. I remember, I'm considerably older than your dad, and I still remember the days that we went fishing with my parents. It was unbelievable, and this is just great memories. I commend your dad, and I pat you on the back. I think you're doing a great job, and you've got a great attitude. And while I'm thinking about it, I had a guest on just before you who has a what they call a digital magazine. It means that it's an online magazine, fishing magazine, and he would love to have. Huh?
That's interesting.
He would love to have somebody like a young child like you write an article for him. Would you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, I will get you all that information, and you can send him pictures and videos, because it's online. They can do both, and you can send him some of the stuff that you've done. I think you would make an awesome story in his magazine. So I'll get with your dad and you after the show, and I'll get you that information. I think it'll be great. Go ahead, Angelia.
And I'm going to chime in here. Antonio, it has been a complete pleasure to hear you talk about fishing today. I think you should keep it up. I think you have a beautiful, wonderful future in fishing. And I agree with Riscala. Definitely get and write down some stories about your love for fishing and your experiences with these large fish. I think it would be a beautiful addition to Robert's Magazine.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome, young man. God bless you, my friend. If I may, let me talk to your dad real quick.
Got it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was an honor to have you on. All right, as we wait for Barnard,
Good morning, Rascal. Sorry.
No worries. I wanted to say, Barnard, thank you. What an awesome son that you have. Oh, my gosh. Every time, now of course this is only the second time, but the last time he made a tremendous impression. And again, he's made another tremendous impression today. Very inspiring. I'm hoping that if there's kids listening to the show, because we do make it a family-oriented show, you can get excited about going out there and fishing and enjoying what God has given us. I just want to commend you, my friend. He is an awesome young man. He's got a great attitude, great attitude. Oh my gosh! And I had asked him. I have our regular guest that comes on this morning. He came on just before you did, who has an online magazine. And I had mentioned that I'm going to have a father and a son coming on, and he said he would love to get a perspective of a young one. And I asked Antonio if he wanted to do that, and he's willing to do that. So I'll get with you after the show, and I'll give you that information. And you can send him videos, you can send him pictures. Since it's online, it's not limited like a printed, magazine is. So I think he would be a beautiful and an awesome story for him to be on there, and inspiring, letting other kids see what he's doing.
We appreciate that. Thank you, Riscala.
All right, my friend. Angelia?
I would love to say commend you as a father for getting him hooked on fishing.
Amen.
Such a beautiful thing, and what a positive sport to be involved in at such a young age and get them away from that TV and those computer screens. And I just want to commend you for getting him so passionately involved in fishing at such a young age, because it'll probably never go away. So good job, Dad.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, he loves his fishing.
Oh, he is awesome. I've got to meet this boy one day, because he is just awesome.
I'm curious.
He has an effect on everybody.
I'm curious, Barnard. At what age did he start?
Oh, probably like 3 years old.
Oh my goodness!
3, 4.
Yeah, I remember days of probably 4 or 5 with mine that I took them down to the lake and took them fishing, and their eyeballs lit up like golf balls, the size of golf balls when they caught anything. It didn't matter what it was, as long as they caught something. Their eyeballs would just light up like golf balls. It was amazing. Great memories.
He's probably at the point where he's excelling past me now. Now he knows how to rig, tie knots, do all kinds of stuff.
That is so impressive.
Yeah, well, he's very lucky. He gets to go to there's a Chaos Fish Camp, and we have a lot of commercial fishing friends. One of them being True Grit Sports Fishing that we fish with all the time, and they have taken him on like a mate, and they've all trained him and taught him because he has that great attitude, and he really pays attention, and he really loves what he does.
That is awesome. I am so impressed. My cheeks hurt from smiling with this whole episode, so thank you.
It is. It's very inspiring, especially when we have all of this craziness going on around us, and then you hear this young one with the attitude that they have, and I just can't commend you enough. I think it's great, Barnard. I'd love to have him back on in another couple of months. I think it's been over a year, right? It was before.
About a year and change.
Yeah. I'd like to have him on, maybe another year, 6 months or so, and have him back on and get an update from him. He's an awesome young man.
Excellent.
All right, let me give my co-host an opportunity to say goodbye to you. And again, Barnard, thank you. I appreciate it, and please tell him thank you. I can't say enough positive things about him.
I will. Thank you, guys. And go ahead.
I'm right there with you. He's probably one of my very favorite guests of all times on this show. We must have him back. I would love to see him do an article for New World Angler. Yeah. And one day I've got to meet this little boy because he's just impressive on the phone.
Well, we look forward to that.
Yeah, and good job, Dad. I can't commend you enough.
All right, and God bless. Well, I'm looking forward to having him back on. I'll touch base with you after the show and get you the info for the magazine.
Sounds good. Thank you for having us.
All righty.
Have a great day.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclub.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Club. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. And if you have the TuneIn app, you can find us at Marina Rock Radio. Marina Rock and Yacht Rock are sister stations. And Marina Rock is generous and allows us to share their service on Sunday morning. So if you have got the TuneIn app, that's the way to listen to us. If you don't have the TuneIn app, you can download our app. It's free. We don't have any spyware. We don't have any adware. And there are no push notifications. You can find it at major stores. Available for Android only, unfortunately, right now. Again, it's free. And it's the easiest way to listen to the network. If you're on the web, go to our homepage, which is fishinginfloridashow.com. Or you can go to our network page, WTRMradio.com. Or if you're on Facebook, if you're a Facebook fanatic, you can go to Fishing in Florida Show on Facebook. Click on Contact Us. That'll get you a live link. So there's several different ways. We try to make it as easy as possible for people to listen to the show. And we're ever so grateful for each and every one of you that take the time out on Sunday mornings. And this is the fastest 2 hours of my life. I can't believe it. We're already almost into the first hour and completely gone. This morning, I have Angelia. Angelia is known as the Florida Salty Cowgirl. And if you're going to give fishing in the Keys a whirl, you got to talk to this young lady, the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you so much for having me. What a great show so far.
Oh, my gosh. Wasn't that inspiring? And I know Bernardo personally, and he's an amazing man himself. So it's kind of a reflection. So I'll be very interested in seeing what becomes of all of that, and the story that oh my gosh, some of the stories that they have are just amazing. So anyway, let me welcome. I think it's I have Stephanie on with me. Stephanie is with the Boys Town, and Boys Town is putting on. I hope I have this right. And Boys Town is putting on a fishing tournament called the Ohana Fishing Tournament. If you want more information about this, go online and check out Ohana Fishing Tournament /Boys Town. Welcome, Stephanie, and I don't know if it's Sherry that's with you this morning, but welcome both of you. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Good morning. It's Stephanie and Shelley. We're here.
Shelley, okay. All right.
Hi. It's the Ohana Salty Classic, and it will be unbelievably. It's coming up this Saturday, which is just amazing to us. It's just as much time as it's gone by, it's flown by. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it can't
It's already
believe
here.
It's almost here. It's almost here. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a wonderful time. All the proceeds go directly to Boys Town, South Florida programs. Everything stays right here, and we've got plenty of spots left. We've got a few spots left for our IGFA fishing clinic, and we have vendor spots left. And I heard a rumor that you might be joining us. Is that true?
Yeah, I think you're going to see me there on Saturday. We're going to do a follow-up and talk to some of the people.
That's awesome.
My daughter has talked me into showing up over there, so I said, okay, I'll do it.
Well, we'll love to have you. We love to have you both, so it'll be fun. It's going to be a good time.
So if you will, at this point, we're just a week away, right? Yeah, it's next Saturday. Well, less than a week. Is it actually on Saturday or Sunday?
It's on Saturday.
So
our CAP meeting is on Friday night, but our tournament lines in 7 a.m. on Saturday.
So we're 6 days away, and we're rapidly the window of opportunity is closing. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to get involved, I think, is to do it online, right, or to make a phone call.
Either way. Yeah, but online's best. Yeah.
So if they go online, I want to make sure we got it right. Is it www.ohana? No, it's I just lost it. I had it right in front of me, and it's gone.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's boystown.org/Ohana.
That's what I knew. I had it wrong. I got it backwards. See, that's my
You got it
dyslexia kicking in. So it's boystown.org/Ohana, OHANA. And if you want to get involved, this is this is where everybody wins. You know, like we had, I don't know how much of the last portion of the show you guys heard, but we had a personal friend of mine on who takes his son fishing all the time. And the young man is just amazing. For somebody at 10 years old, he has a great attitude. And I think that, it's just my personal opinion, I think that part of that comes from the two of them enjoying this thing called fishing on a regular basis. I mean, they're constantly doing it, and it gives them a closer relationship with each other, and the result is what we heard, just before you guys came on. Very inspiring young man. And this tournament is going to help families with people that are in need. And one of the things that I know from personal experience, one of the things that they can do to help these young'uns is to teach them how to fish. I told you guys my daughter is involved with the Boys Town, and she found that teaching some of these kids how to fish is a way for them to relieve some of the anxiety or the stress or some of the things that are going on today. Of course, you'd have to be sleeping under a rock not to realize it's pretty stressful for a lot of people today. And these are some of the ways that they could do that. One of them was fishing. And so, again, we're going to offer you an opportunity to help change people's lives, literally, help people who are in need. This is not one of those big conglomerates, a big global corporation. These are people who are focused on family, which is one of the most important things we can be focused on today, because there's a direct attack on the family. It's an opportunity for you to go out and enjoy yourself fishing, just like the young one said. He said, I asked him if he felt bad when they didn't catch anything, and you remember what he said, Angelia?
No, he did not feel bad. He was happy to be out there in the water, and that makes me so happy to hear.
Yeah. So you even if you don't catch, I've always said this, that even if you don't catch anything, you're still a winner, because you got to go out, you got to go fishing, you got to do something you like. And in the process of all of that, you know that you made an investment into something that's going to go help families. I mean, it's a win-win situation. It's hard not to be able to promote something like that. So we're running out of time. If you want to help, once again, Stephanie, let's talk a little bit about the tournament. What categories? What are we doing?
It's a KDW, which is Kingfish, Dolphin, and Wahoo, and we have all different age groups. So it's your general. We have junior anglers. We have peewee anglers. We just want to get everybody involved. The IGFA, you were talking about, getting kids out there and getting fishing. IGFA partnered with us, and they are coming in and doing the fishing clinic teaching kids how to fish, how
Awesome.
to respect the environment. And we also had a wonderful donation from the West Palm Beach Fishing Foundation. So every child that comes and participates in the clinic will be getting a fishing rod, reel, and a tackle box. So what
Awesome.
better way to get them outside than to put that resource right in their hands?
Yeah.
And teach them a little bit. So, but it's the all day. It'll be all day on Saturday, and Saturday night we've got our awards banquet is going to be, a Hawaiian luau where we're actually having Hawaiian dancers and the flame dancer come. We're doing our presentation of Family of the Year for Boys Town. It's going to be quite a special. It's going to be quite a special event. It's a little bit different than your typical KDW. You're different. You're a little different from your regular fishing tournament. So, but we tried to make it that way. We want to stand out. We've also partnered with Fillet for Friends, which the fish that do come in, people can donate them, and the Fillet for Friends kids take them and they fillet them and they feed the hungry.
How awesome is that? Wow.
Yeah. Those who help others, it's a good thing all around. Gives you the warm fuzzies. So, but we would love to have everybody. Anybody that would like to come and join us, please feel free to contact either Shelley or I, or go on the website and sign up. We've got spots left. We would love to have them filled by Saturday. So, and you can sign
And
up all the way
everybody
until,
wins.
Friday night.
Everybody wins. There's no losers in this. This is the thing I love about this. Nobody loses in this. Everybody wins. Okay, I cut somebody off. Was that Shelley?
That's okay. No, I was just mentioning if they just want to come with their families and come to the luau and watch, they're welcome to do that as well. We have some kids' activities. We have actually our liquor vendors have made we call it the tiki toss, so they can come and throw rings. It's a fundraiser and win different kinds of liquor and wine. And then we have a kids one with like treasure chests and things like that. So we've got some different activities going on and a DJ. So it'll be fun.
It sounds like you've got just about every avenue covered. And all we really are missing right now are people. So if you can make it, you're going to have a good time. And in the process of having a good time, you're going to help others. If for whatever reason you can't make it, let kind of spread the word out, because that's one of the most difficult things when we're doing something like this, is to get the word out there and to let people know. I'm sure there are people who would love to come if they knew that it was available. So if you can't make it for whatever reason, the least you can do is spread the word. Help us spread the word. The place to go online, again, the place to go online is www.boystown.org/Ohana, OHANA. And you can sign up there. You can donate. You can come and have a great time. It sounds like it's going to be one heck of a party.
And you'll
That's
be
what
there.
we're hoping for. Yes. One more thing that mentioned is Angler Armory, which is a big fishing tournament that the teams are part of, that they can earn points for fishing. We are a Zone 3 eligible tournament, just to throw that out there as well. If anyone's involved in Angler Armory, they're welcome to come and use our tournament for points for that. I just wanted to put that out there as well.
Stephanie, I'm ignorant. What is Zone 3? What does that mean?
It's the South Florida region of the Angler Armory Fishing Club. They're
I see.
All over the nation, yep. And people come to different areas and earn points for their zone, and then they can win in like their national championship.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
We just spent not last weekend, 2 days ago, we were up in Fort Pierce supporting them. They allowed us, we had a table set up, and we spread the word about who Boys Town really is and what we do, and it was amazing being able to just be out there in the mix with all these people in the Angler Armory, world, and just saying who we are and inviting them to come down, and it's amazing how little is known about Boys Town. We've been here in Palm Beach County for 30 years, and nationwide for 104. So that's getting the word out there of who we are and what we do and the services we provide is yes, it's a fishing tournament, but on the real purpose is to make sure people know that we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We are here, right? We're here to help, and it's not known enough. So getting the word out there and the information and whatnot is really important to us.
I will testify firsthand because like I told you, my daughter works for Boys Town, and that's exactly what they do. They help. They go out of their way to see to it that they can help in whatever way they can. I mean, there's some things, that, of course, that they're not capable of doing, but there's far more things that they can do that they can't do, and they're there willing to help people who truly need the help. And again, this is something I enjoy promoting this kind of thing because to me, everybody wins. The people who go fishing win. I've explained that. The money that is collected goes to help families. The families win. The people who help promote this win by knowing that they have whatever microscopic part I play in it. It's a feeling that you can't put money on that feeling. It's a feeling of knowing that you've done something positive to help other people. It's hard to put a financial amount on that. That's, just like trying to mix water and oil. It's just, it's not the same thing. So anyway, this is an opportunity for people to, go enjoy yourselves, enjoy fishing, and know that what you're doing in an indirect way is helping. My gosh, I don't know how many families. My one daughter, I can't tell you how many families she works with. So there's a lot of families out there that utilize the Boys Town.
There are. We actually serve a large area. We're all the way from like Fort Pierce down to Broward and out to Belglade as well. So we serve a large area with a lot of different programs.
And I believe now more than ever that help is needed. I mean, we're living in pretty hard times right now. I've been around for quite a while, and I can never remember a time in my life where I'm seeing what's going on with regard to people needing assistance. I think I may be perceiving it incorrectly, but to me it seems like it's greater now than it's ever been before. And the services that people like the Boys Town provide are desperately needed now, more than ever before. Again, it may be my personal perspective, but this is what I'm seeing. This is my experience of what's going on.
You are absolutely right. There's no doubt. My program is a school-based program. It's a Boys Town program, but it's a school-based. And what's going on, what these kids are going through right now, coming back to school after being home for so long, wearing masks. It's just the mental health aspect of this entire thing is it's quite astounding. And just to see the kids and being able to be there to support them in all the things that they're going through, as well as the parents. Yeah. It's a very iffy world that we're living in right now, and it's really hard to find a good balance. So focus on school mental health and the kids is quite a task. And if we can even be there just the tiniest bit for them, it's well worth it.
Well, I appreciate you guys in more ways than I can mention on the radio, but I got to tell you, I do appreciate you. I love what you're doing. The whole reason I started doing this show was really as a family-oriented, to introduce people who may not be familiar, or who really, like ladies, who may feel intimidated, because it's been pretty much a male-dominated sport for many, many years, and again, my perspective until just recently, I say recently, maybe last 10 years or so, women have really become involved. And in my life's experience, it was, thank God for my mom, she loved fishing, and because she loved fishing, we fished a lot, and I really believe that played a vital component in having a small-knit family that we did very close. My brother's my best friend to this day. And I think that we all experiencing this thing we call fishing, but yet each one of us had our own perspective, and each one of us played a part when it was all said and done. And it created that bond between us. You could hear the bond between father and son between Bernardo and his son Antonio. Amazing, just amazing. And I really think that fishing plays a part of that, a vital part of that. So we can teach these kids how to fish. And many of them they're bored with life, and they end up getting in trouble because they don't know what to do. I mean, I'm relating this because when I was young, I was like that. I was a wild little kid, and I would end up getting in trouble. Once I got involved with fishing, it's like all that went away because fishing. I loved fishing. I loved everything about fishing. There wasn't anything that I didn't like about fishing. And because of that, it helped me. It helped create a better person in me, and that's what I like to see more in society. It's easier to take care of them now as their children and bring them up in the proper ways now as their children than have to try to deal with it when they're adults. Now they're broken, if you will, if that's an accurate way to describe it. And you're trying to mend something that has been broken for many, many, many years. It's much easier to avoid the whole thing and bring them up in a way
I couldn't
where
agree with you more. My goodness,
you
I
know,
could not agree with you more.
and this is one of the ways. This is the Boys Town is one of the ways that can. There's a lot of ways, but this is one of them. This is a valid way for people to get help. I really appreciate you guys, and yes, I'm looking forward to Saturday coming out and kind of doing an on-site thing, seeing if I can bring some of my recording equipment with me, and maybe do some interviews with some of the people out there.
We would love that. We would absolutely love that. And you're right. It's just one small little act or one small little thing that can change the trajectory of a child's life. And if it's putting a fishing rod in their hand or just having them interact with someone they might, that was an escape for me when I was a kid. You're talking about your dad. On a personal level, my mother passed away the week after I turned 13. My brother was 10.
Oh.
And my dad was a police officer in Pompano Beach where I grew up. And, you know, it was my brother and I a lot on our own. And our escape was to go fishing.
Wow.
We would literally just hop on our bikes and we would ride down to Merritt's, and the two of us would sit there and fish off the dock. And it was just what we needed. It was the perfect escape, and it led to my brother's career.
Wow.
You know, my brother owns charter boats down in Pompano Beach now, and he, you know, and they competitively fish, and it just has brought he and I together. It kept us out of trouble. It gave us, you know, and we passed that on to our own kids. My kids, in turn, turned around and started working on the Hellenists with my brother and, you know, gave them something to do. And then his daughters, my nieces, same thing. So my niece and I now fish in the Ladies Fish Off in Pompano. And, you know, it just really does, it gives you a little bit, it gives you like almost like it was our little safe haven. It was our escape.
No.
And, you know, rather than going out and getting in trouble, it's something else. It's just something else. And it's not a bad outlet. That's what I can safely say. Fishing is not a bad outlet. So
I agree, and I
it brings
think
families together for sure.
I think Angelia can kind of relate to what we're talking about as well.
You know, I wanted to just interject. I'm a grown woman, and fishing is still what keeps me out of trouble, and it clears my head. It's my happy place. It's my absolutely a day. You know, I know it's cliche, but a bad day on the water is better than a good day on land any day. And it really is a kind of medicine for my soul. So to introduce children to this at such a young age, especially children that are going through, you know, hard times, I just think is beautiful. And everything that you ladies have said today has given me the warm fuzzy. So thank you for what you do. I wish I'd have met you at the Ladies Fish Off too. I was there with the Pink Ladies, but yes, there's nothing better to introduce these children to than fishing, and I thank you so much for your efforts. That's a beautiful thing you're doing.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
We're
the
enjoying
support.
it. We're excited.
All right, ladies. Again, my great appreciation for sharing with us. And before we go, if you want to get involved, and I can't see any reason why not, everybody's going to win. The way to do that, www.boystown.org/Ohana, OHANA, and you can register there. You can make a donation there. Even if you're not going to go fishing, from what I understand, we're going to have a party. Is that correct?
Right. They can buy a luau ticket or even a T-shirt online if they would just like a shirt even.
Yeah, there you go. So, and remember, whatever you invest, and that's important that you understand, you're investing. You're not spending. You're investing. You're helping other people. That's an investment. So whatever you invest goes to help other people. So it's not just money that goes to help a big, giant global corporation so their president can buy another house, a third or fourth home somewhere. This is going to help other families, which is desperately needed today. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Stephanie and Shelley with Boys Town. Looking forward to seeing you guys next weekend. Let me give my my co-host an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and we're going to go to a quick break after that. Go ahead, Angelia.
It was a pleasure to hear about your tournament and what you're doing for the communities. And I think both of you ladies, I look forward to meeting you both one day.
Oh, we look forward to it as well.
Thank you so much for your support. It means everything.
Enjoy, ladies.
Bye now.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing it for it on. When the sun shines all day. It's caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing it for it on. Oh yeah. Fishing it for it on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. It is truly an honor and a privilege to have you listen in and allowing us to share some of these things. Very inspiring young man this morning. I'm still thinking about him, and hopefully we'll get him to put in a story to the New World Angler magazine. Everybody can see him at that point. This morning I have Angelia with me. Angelia is the Florida Salty Cowgirl. If you want to give fishing in the Keys a whirl, you got to talk to the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Welcome back, my dear.
Good morning. So happy to be here this morning. What a great show.
Is it warming up where you're at?
It is. The sun is shining. It's warming up. The breeze is settling down, and it's going to be a wonderful week to go fishing.
It's going to be great, I'll tell you what. And you got both of your vessels now are available, and so you're going to be bringing them down, and you'll be out on the water more often.
Absolutely, and that 70 miles worth of trolling down from the Upper Keys to down to Big Pine is going to be so fun. What a great day.
Cool. Well, I think we have our next guest on. That's Joe. And Joe is one of the things that Joe does is he puts on the Extreme Kayak Tournament. And he's going to give us an update on the latest and the greatest. I have a little bit of noise in the background there, Joe. I don't know whether it's music or something happening in the background. But
sorry, yeah, that's Mia playing with her toy to keep her busy. Sorry about that.
he's got his young one in one arm and microphone in the other arm. He's a busy man this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, guys?
Go ahead, Angelia.
Very well, thank you, Joe. And don't worry, I've got a rambunctious little puppy, so I feel your pain.
All right, cool. Yeah, sorry I called in a little late at changing and all the whole fun stuff. So, but I'm here, and I really appreciate, you guys, having me call in. And yeah, we got a lot going on for next season, and we're in the planning stages right now.
Oh, I hear her in the background.
All right, I'll get your baby. Sorry about that. But yeah, we got a lot going on for next year for the tournament.
So the next tournament's going to be when?
So I'm actually pulling it up now, but January 29th is going to be the Sailfish Smackdown, and it's pretty crazy. We're going into our 8th year doing that tournament, and I'm really excited about it. And every year we've grown, and we've added more to that tournament. So, it's still the nation's only kayak billfish tournament, and we got a lot going on with that in the future. So, but the dates just came out, and once again, it's January 29th.
And is that the kayak? That's a kayak tournament?
Yes, it's kayak billfishing.
How many do you expect?
So for that one, it's really important with the weather. So if it's snotty, because it's always 50-50 with that. So if it's going to be choppy and stuff, we'll get 50 to 60. If it's nice, we'll get 90 to 110.
Wow. Can you imagine that? Now, I don't think Angelia's been. Have you been kayak fishing, Angelia?
I have not, but that's what I wanted to ask you, Joe. Are you familiar with my good friend Pam Worth?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pam we keep saying that we're going to trade trips, and she's going to teach me how to kayak fish because I'm very experienced with the billfish on a big boat, but to catch one from a kayak is just mind-boggling to me. So I've got to do that before it's all said and done.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun. And what's great about catching a sailfish, they're the fastest fish in the ocean. So when you hook up to one of those things, I mean, you're getting 200 to 300 yards of line just screaming out, and then on top of it, you're getting them dancing all over the ocean. So to me, that's probably one of the most fun action-packed type of fishing out there.
Well, and being at water level, watching all this action, that'd be amazing.
That's what I keep saying. That's got to be
it gives
really.
It gives you a complete different perspective and a complete different, thought process on that. Sitting in a tower watching it is exciting, but being at water level watching all this action's got to just be crazy.
Yes, most definitely, and that's another part of the tournament that not a lot of people actually talk about, but it's the release of the sailfish, and we give the anglers an opportunity to release it themselves. And it's funny, it's become kind of a mystique or something with our tournaments where anglers feel that if they release the sailfish themselves and it swims off happy and maybe not happy, but safely, then they get good luck for the tournament. So a lot more guys are starting to do it. But if guys are having a hard time, if the current's really strong and they want to get right back at it and catch another sail, then, the assistant boat is there to assist in the release of the sailfish. bird safety.
That's awesome. I love that because I'm very, very particular about if you're not going to eat a fish, please make sure it gets back out there and is swimming and is healthy. And I'm really, really careful with sailfish because I know they go into a little shock. So that's really cool that you have assist boats out there to help.
Thank you. Yeah, we got plenty of those. And actually, SA Company is one of our main boat sponsors for that. And also for the safety of the fish, what we do is, and we changed this probably about 5 years ago, the anglers for the pictures and the video and all that stuff, they can no longer hold the whole fish out of the water. So the fish has to be, I would say 60 to 70% submerged. And if they want to get like a really good shot, because we have underwater photographers on hand for that, they'll jump in the water and he'll ask the guy how he wants him to pose or whatever, and they can just, hold the fish in the water and get some great shots.
I love it.
You can imagine these kayaks pulling up a fish that's 3/4 the length of the kayak that you're in.
Yeah.
That will definitely grab your attention.
With that tournament, we get anglers from all around the country. We've had anglers from other countries like South Africa. We had a group of anglers from Bermuda and Belize. So, and those are great fishing places as well. So it's really cool to get these anglers from other countries to even join in and fish this tournament.
I think that's amazing because their bill fishing down there is just out of this world. So for them to come here and participate, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Belize,
we're excited. We're definitely excited about that one. And after that one, we have our new tournament, which is the Exotic Bass Roundup. And let me just pull this up real quickly. And April 23rd is the date for that tournament. And the Exotic Bass Roundup is also a unique tournament where it's actually only exotic species that are eligible for that tournament. Like peacock bass is the main species for weigh-in, and anglers are only allowed one also per kayak to minimize the amount of fish that are brought to the stage and released. And then they also have to be 3 pounds and up, which is also for the safety of the fish. If most people that peacock fish know, and people that don't, here's some information. A 3-pound peacock bass, it's pretty big. That's a pretty big peacock. So we don't want the little ones brought in and messed around with. So we really make sure, again, for the safety of these fish, that that we follow these guidelines. And another eligible species is clown knifefish, and that's a Nautical Ventures division. And hopefully the cash will grow for that one this year as well. And we also have a red-tailed catfish newly added division that will be in this next one. And we have a snakehead Calcutta as well. So all exotics, and it's something totally different. And the beauty of it being only exotics like this, there's only 2 places you can go to get them, South America and South Florida. So we're also getting the guys from around the country to compete in this one as well.
Wow.
That's so super cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I watched a documentary on those snakefish recently, and now I am hell-bent on catching one.
Yeah, they're awesome, and they're so unique and weird. They actually swim, the clown knifefish, they swim backwards.
What?
So, you hook into one, and you get them close to the kayak, and all of a sudden, choom, they shoot backwards, and you're like, whoa, what's going on?
Wow.
So definitely a unique fish, and I would say they're somewhat similar, to a tarpon, where, you'll see them rolling in the middle of the canal and whatnot, and they're just a great fight, and they jump and dance all over the place.
Wow. That's the first I've ever heard of them swimming backwards. That's crazy.
Yeah. Definitely unique. They're a weird fish, I'll tell you that.
Wow. So we're not limited to just saltwater. We do saltwater and freshwater. We do both of them. And the way to get involved, the website, Joe, what's the website?
Sure. Yeah, so you can go to extremekayakfishing.com, and that's got all the information that everyone will need. Obviously, we'll finish the year off with the SummerSlam. That's our big one. That's the one that's over 10 years running, and that's the one we mainly talk about, the big event on the beach. Local businesses come out for that, and it's a big crowd and a lot of fun. That's taking place June 4th, and then the second part is taking place August 20th. So anglers can register now, actually, for the whole series, and they get a percentage off, or they can register for individual tournaments. And you can go, once again, to extremekayakfishing.com, and it's got all the information there. If you want to go to our social media, which also has a lot of information, you can go to @extremekayakfishing, one word, that's Instagram, and Facebook is Extreme Kayak Fishing Inc. And you can just find all the information there. If you want to contact me direct, my Facebook is Joe Hector.
All right, my friend. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
God bless you, and hold on to that kid. No.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate it, too, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me on once again. And, again, sorry I'm a little late.
Not
Sundays
to worry.
are
Not
just
to
rough
worry.
for me.
I'm already aware of that. And before I give Angelia an opportunity to say goodbye, before I do that, how's Mom doing?
He's doing better, man. Yeah,
Excellent.
It was kind of a scary situation, which is why I missed the last show. For the people listening, it was kind of a weird situation. She ended up passing out. I had to take her to the ER, and she's doing good now. So
Good.
Everything's fine. And it was mainly, surprisingly enough, dehydration. And I guess, you guys got to be careful. That kind of leads me into this. When you guys are kayak fishing, especially August, September, water, hydrate. I mean, I can't say that enough. And my mom's out there drinking water all the time, and she still passed out from it.
Wow.
So just be careful, guys, when you're out there. It's really
Wow.
hot right now.
Well, thank you, Joe. God bless you, my friend. Let me give Angelia an opportunity to say goodbye to you.
Love what you do, Joe. I'm going to have to get with Pam and get involved because that sounds so exciting.
Definitely. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, sir. God bless. Enjoy your day.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Isn't that amazing? I have all those people fishing in a kayak. I saw some of the pictures from previous tournaments, and I tell you what, it's pretty awesome to see all these pictures, to see all these people out there fishing. And the pictures are, oh my gosh, inspiring. So some of the things that I like about what he does is that they bring their kayaks out to the beach, and then they just, because kayaks aren't very heavy, they bring them right up to the shore and take off right from the shore, all at one time. You imagine that? What a sight that is?
I think that's so incredibly cool, and the different exotic species they're fishing for is even more amazing. I think it's awesome.
So we're speaking about an unusual way to fish, particularly when you're saltwater fishing, is my next guest is Robert. They also know him as Robert the Fly Navarro. How you doing, Robert?
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Very well, thank you.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear, and I like the fact that I'm introduced in the unusual way of fishing. I love it.
So, why do they call you the Fly?
Man, I'm not going to go into detail about the whole nickname, but for people that don't know me, one of the things that I've been very fortunate in doing in my fishing career was I started a marketing company about 6 years ago, and we've spun that up to an even bigger company just now that we're incorporating a bunch of other different companies. My corner is really just the outdoor side of it, helping anything from charter boats market themselves all the way to different locations and boards of tourism and full-fledged countries. And I think on one of our previous times on the show, we talked about my tournament that I host in Saudi Arabia. We put on the first ever international fishing tournament in the history of the kingdom. So I try to promote our sport. I mean, I tell people every day, I wake up and my goal every day with the unbelievable number of things I have to do every day. I have one goal, And my one goal every day is to introduce fishing or outdoor sports to one new person every day. That's my goal. And if I can introduce one new person, whether it be via radio with you guys, on my podcast, on any of my social media. Now we're in the middle of launching our own TV network on Samsung TV Plus.
Cool.
We just signed contract. We have the exclusive rights to be the only fishing provider on their sports package. So anybody that's listening that has a fishing show that wants to get it on TV, let me know. Get a hold of me. I'm looking for content. I'm looking for 18,000 hours of content.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, man, you have no clue how much a lot is until you look at 18,000 hours. And so we have those two projects going on. I know you're in the South Florida area, so this week we're putting out a press release. Fly Zone Fishing and myself, we partnered up with the Stewart Sailfish Club, and we're going to be marketing the Stewart Light Tackle, and they've named me as the new tournament director.
Wow!
So
congratulations!
That tournament, thank you very much. That tournament's been going on for 68 years. And
awesome.
They've reached out to me and wanted to market it to a larger audience. So that's what we're helping them out with. And we have a couple things that were in the works to try to help promote sail fishing in this area during that time. There was a time before people would jump on planes and travel all over the boats. From Stewart to Palm Beach, that was Sailfish Alley. It was the best place to go sail fishing in the world.
Really?
And yeah, this was for the longest time. I know me growing up, and I'm to say whether I'm that old or not that old. I'm just about 50 years old, but growing up, this was Sailfish Alley. This was where people would look to go to catch a sailfish. The historic tournaments out of here between the Stewart Light Tackle, the West Palm Beach Fishing Club Silver Sailfish Derby, the Masters used to be held up out of here. So there's some great history in Palm Beach County about sail fishing.
Right.
Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. It's the Treasure Coast, anywhere from, let's say, Vero all the way down to Boca. That whole area right there would be considered Sailfish Alley.
I did not realize that was. What did you say was the best place at one time in the world?
At one time, before everybody used to travel to Costa Rica and Panama and Mexico. Back in the 60s and 70s, 50s to 70s, should I say, this is where people came to catch sailfish. This was it.
Wow. I learned something. Every time I do this show, I learn something. Wow. That's amazing.
And then we're also, with the Light Tackle, we're doing some fundraising to go along with the Lift program, which is for children in need of assistance. And then we're also raising some money for Captain Patrick Price.
Oh, excellent! Excellent! Thank you.
And for those of you that don't know Captain Patrick Price, he's a local charter guy, 42 years old, married, 2 kids, and he's been battling COVID now for
a month.
Oh my gosh, almost 2 months. 2 months? Almost 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because I want to say he went into the hospital. He went into the hospital a couple of days after a buddy of mine, and my buddy was in there for 17 days, and he's already home and all that kind of stuff. So, Patrick, keep fighting, brother, and we're going to do whatever we can to help you and your family out.
God bless you. Yeah, I know about Patrick because I have Robert Warner on. He's one of my regulars. He's on early in the show. And Robert has a personal relationship with him. Robert has the Florida Fisherman Magazine and the New World Angler
Wow.
Magazine.
We went from fishing to conspiracy theory all in one sentence. I love this. You just threw me a curveball. I'm here with Alex Jones. Thank you
my
very
goodness.
much,
Lord have mercy. Yeah,
Man,
it's
that
just
was
that
really good. I'm like,
you,
wow, New World
I hear
Order.
New World
Holy
Order.
smokes.
I hear it all the time because of my political show. I hear it all the time, and so I just kind of. His New World Angler is the name of his magazine, and so he has a personal relationship with Patrick, and we've been praying for Patrick. It's pretty tough. I mean, I hear about some of these cases, and then I hear about other. I have like 8 or 9 of my friends who have gone through the COVID, and without any doctor's assistance, they seem to come out okay. And then I hear about cases like Patrick, and I go, "Holy smokes, man!" And another friend of mine, a doctor friend of mine, Dr. Horowitz, who is a very healthy man. He's around my age, very, very healthy. Came down with it and almost died. I spoke with him earlier in the week, and I've never heard him so weak in all my life. He just could barely talk. And then I think of my friends, 8 or 9 friends that just completely came through without any problem at all. It's so bizarre. It's just there's no consistency in it.
There is none, and that's a whole nother topic, man.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother. This is a fishing show. I'm not going into my. Listen. Here's the funny part. When this whole thing started, one of the reasons I started my podcast is I didn't realize how many of my friends, fishing friends and non-fishing friends, that studied immunology, and they were all experts all of a sudden. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to look at that on social media. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to talk to people about fishing and hunting, and so let's get back to fishing.
What better place to be than out on the ocean or out on the lake fishing and enjoying the peace, away from the stress?
I just got back on Monday from a 4-week trip from Oregon, Washington, Montana, and Wisconsin. And just being outdoors. The highlight of the trip, I got invited to fish a tournament, the Washington Tuna Classic, out of Westport, Washington, by a group called Mission Outdoors. It's a group that does hunting and fishing trips for military people. And
awesome.
I had never fished out of Washington State, and we went out there to catch those true albacores. And little did I know, we ended up catching the most fish and winning that trophy. We didn't catch the most weight, but we did get the trophy for most individual fish caught. We caught 35 the first day and 41 the second day. And these things are just fun.
Is that in the tuna family? Is that what it is?
What's that?
Is that in the tuna family?
Yes, the albacores are in the tuna family, but they are the Pacific albacores, not the long fin albacores that you see in the Northeast United States. Like this time of year, September, late August, beginning of September, you get the long fin albacores that move in off of Ocean City and New Jersey. That's the last of the tuna run. That's letting you know that summer's over once they start showing up.
Wow. Well,
and then speaking of tuna, on a week from today, I fly up to Nova Scotia for 6 weeks of tuna fishing up there, giant tuna fishing, bluefins, and which I didn't get a chance to do last year because of the closure to the borders, but everything is back open now.
Great.
And we have a bunch of trips all lined up to take people fishing.
That's awesome. I'm glad.
So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm glad that you're able to go out and do these things and then share them with other people. The when you spoke about the albacore, I think of my co-host this morning, Angelia. She was, I want to say, in the neighborhood maybe. She had a unique experience up in Alaska. What was those things that you were catching? I can't think of the name of them, Angelia. What wasn't the?
Yeah, those were halibut.
Halibut.
And the tuna are much, much different to catch. Although I've never caught an albacore or a bluefin for that matter, they're on my fish bucket list. But those halibut are a force to be reckoned with. And when you get them up to 150 or 200 pounds, woo, that's a fish.
They are massive.
Yeah, a big flat fish, and it's hilarious because the first big one that came in on my boat, I posted some pictures on social media, and I had hundreds of people accusing me of photoshopping this fish.
Yeah, because it was as big as she is.
Yeah, and 150-pound fish is way bigger than me, but in the grand scope of halibut, it's not that big. They get 300-400 pounds. These things get massive.
My gosh. Wow.
Those things are massive.
They are fun.
They're fun to catch. They're great eating. I was just talking to my buddy up in Canada this week. All week long, he was halibut fishing. And they get the Atlantic version of the halibut up there. And I'm like, hey, make sure you save me like a 15-pound package. So when I get up there, I can have halibut once a week at least.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's so nice to fillet a fish and send someone home with like 90 pounds of filleted
Holy
packed
smokes.
fish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Isn't it amazing?
That's awesome.
Oh, my mouth is
Now,
watering just
one
thinking
thing
about that.
we get a chance to do as an American or as a foreigner, we're not allowed to harvest bluefin tuna. It's just the regulations up in Canada. But this is the time of year where they're harvesting tuna to ship over to Japan. And there's 3 different fish houses that we're fishing around. And we get to know everybody that works in all the fish houses. So we always ask them, hey, if somebody's bringing in a fish, let us know. When they saw the head off, you know, you get a fish that's, whatever, 600 pounds, 700 pounds. You saw the head off, and they make a plug. They put it into an ice bath, and they ship it out on an airplane. But in the head itself, you've got 2 loins that stick from just behind the gill plates up to just forward of the eye sockets, and you pull out what we call head steaks. And when there's a fish that's 700 pounds, you're talking about each head steak is probably about 7 pounds a piece.
Holy smokes.
And yeah, you're talking. It's almost like cheek meat on a halibut or on a grouper. But these head steaks, it's delicious. And if you've never had bluefin, it's so different than any of the other kind of tuna. And especially bluefin when it's up that far north, they're fattening up. So eating those head steaks is very similar to like eating a tenderloin, a beef tenderloin. It's very greasy. It's very oily. It's fish oil, but it's very, very delicious. You know, you marinate it a little bit if you like to, and then cook it up just like you would a tenderloin, and then slice it up and serve it mainly rare. And it's very, very delicious. So whenever somebody's giving us a call, hey, so-and-so's bringing a fish in today, save us the head. I'll cut out the steaks.
Tuna have always amazed me.
It's those little things, you know. If you know beforehand, it's so neat to really enjoy.
Go ahead, Angelia.
I completely agree with you. You're making my mouth water talking about tuna
I'm telling you.
tenderloin. And my experience with those halibut cheeks is very, very similar. When you can cut out one cheek and it's enough for a meal for a person, and anybody who's not eaten the cheeks out of a grouper or a halibut, my goodness, that is the most delicacy of the entire fish. The cheeks, I just fell in love with halibut cheeks. I'm craving them right now. So, yay. I wish I could share in some tuna tenderloin with you. That sounds scrumptious.
Sure does.
It really is. Again, it's one of those things. I've been going. This is going to minus last year. This would be my 6th year going up there, and all our guests that come out fishing with us, at least once a day, we're eating snow crabs and lobsters because all the boats that we're leasing are lobster boats. And so they have all their stockpile of snow crabs and lobster and halibut. And it's so different than Florida. And we have some great things to eat here in Florida. And I'm not knocking any of it. But it's so nice to eat something a little different. And I'm sure, Angelina, you can attest to that when you go to Alaska. It's different between the halibuts.
I tell you what, I completely foundered myself on Dungeness crab, on fresh salmon, and on halibut because it's a completely different world. The fish are so different. The taste is just amazing when you like fish to have that different variety and fresh. So I am in complete agreement with you, Joe, that it's just phenomenal experience. Anybody who loves fishing as much as we do, I highly recommend it.
Wow.
It's so
amazing.
Good.
All right, Robert. Well, like I say, this is the fastest 2 hours of my. When we do this show, it goes quick.
Wow, that went fast.
Yeah. Well, we're 3/4 of the one and 3/4 of the way through the show, and it seems like I just started a couple of eye blinks ago, if you will. I appreciate you taking the time to call in, my friend.
No, I appreciate you calling me up, and I'm always available. Sundays are great. And if you want to call me up while I'm up in Canada, we always take Sundays off.
Yeah, get some feedback from it.
Yeah, you're always welcome. And now, as certain places are starting to open up, my traveling is picking up extremely fast.
Cool.
But please, I love the way you just call me and say if I'm available, I'll make time.
Excellent. Well, God bless you. I appreciate that. Let me give Angelia an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and then we're going to go to a break. Go ahead, Angelia.
I have liked your page, and I will be following your adventures, and I would love to see you cut that tenderloin out of a tuna head. So, yeah, I'll be paying close attention and jealous of your adventures, but I plan on going back up to that Pacific Northwest next summer and, joining in.
Well, Angelina, reach out to me through social, and I'll make sure I send you the exact pictures of some of the stuff we have.
Amazing
pictures. And let me know when you're going back to the Pacific Northwest because that group, Mission Outdoors, has asked me to be on their board of directors, and it looks like we're going to be doing some more fundraising and fishing opportunities for the military folks out there in the Pacific Northwest.
Cool.
That's awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
So,
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. It's called being a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. Fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. I'm fishing and
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Driscolla.
All right, we are back. It is the final segment. I cannot believe that we're already through the fastest 2 hours of my life. I'm glad that the rest of my life doesn't go this fast, because in 2 blinks it would be over. All right, this morning I have Angelina. Angelia is Angelia. Forgive me, Angelia. And that's what I get for listening to Robert. I have Angelia, the Florida Salty Cowgirl. If you want to give fishing in the Keys of Whirl, this is the lady you got to talk to, the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you so much for having me. What a great show so far.
And I believe we have our next guest on, and that's Captain Neil Holland. Captain Neil is with Ocean A360, another organization where it's a win-win situation. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Hey, Riscala. I'm doing great. And good morning to you and Angelia.
Good morning. So nice to talk to you.
Yeah, you too. You too. I'm calling in this morning from Maine.
Oh, wow.
My fiance Danielle, she and I left out about a month ago from St. Petersburg, went up along the Wisconsin side of the Great Lakes into Canada and all the way over to Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia, and we're on our way back down now to Florida.
How cool. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So I asked Captain Neil to come on, kind of give us an update. What's the latest and the greatest that's going on?
Well, so as your listeners will surely know, because our project has had a nice relationship with you and your show, Riscala, since the very beginning, the Ocean Aid 360 Ghost Trap Rodeo Tournament Event Series, which goes out with anglers from all around Florida in search of derelict and abandoned crab traps and fishing gear and other marine plastics or litter. We're sitting pretty right around 100,000 pounds collected over the last approximately 2.5 years of eventing. And we are looking forward to some good events coming up this winter. We've got one in Tampa Bay. I think that's going to be in November. And then we've got one in Jacksonville in January, and then going to be working our way along the East Coast. So hoping to be able to pay you all a visit in Palm Beach.
That would be great. I'll look forward to that. So this is what I like about this program. Someone who, I have a plastics background, and plastics are a really neat product. You can take them and melt them down and reuse them within a certain degree of accuracy, but you can remelt plastic and reuse it over and over. The bad thing about plastic is if it goes into the environment, it doesn't break down very well at all. And so I've always worried about, well, we're going to be doing this recycling. And so if you're going to recycle, what are you going to do with the junk that you pick up? Are you just going to go stick it in a landfill somewhere? So that's really not recycling to me. Recycling is when you take something and then reapply it, reuse it, find an application for whatever it is that you're picking up. And this is what I love about this program. They take what they're taking out of the water, and I'm going to let him explain it, but they take what they're getting out of the water and they use it in building up the buildup of oyster beds. Captain Neil, explain it, because I know it, but I can't say it. So you explain
my
it.
Pleasure. Yeah, thank you for the nice lead in there, Riscala. Yeah, you're exactly right. As your listeners will likely know, the construction of the different types of traps that are used around the state differs pretty significantly. So in the case of blue crabs, we use a wire mesh trap. In the case of stone crabs, we're typically using like a heavy plastic kind of milk crate trap. And in the case of lobster traps, we're using a big wooden trap. And each one of these, well, certainly in the case of the stone crabs and the lobster traps, they have concrete poured into the bottom of the trap. In the case of the blue crab traps, some folks recreational will throw a brick or something like that in to weigh the trap down, while a lot of the commercial fishermen use a square of rebar that is mounted to the bottom of their blue crab trap. So with those blue crab traps, we have a partnership with the St. Mary's River Keepers up in northeast Florida, and they take those wire mesh traps from us and actually fix them to areas of the shoreline in the Amelia River to recruit larval oysters. And that's really a important kind of process, because by recruiting those larval oysters and forming new oyster beds, you're adding to water filtration and cleaning up areas where there's a water quality issue. So that's exactly what's going on. We have about 20 of those oyster beds that have been created with Ocean Aid 360 Ghost Trap Rodeo blue crab traps that have been collected by our volunteers. In the case of the stone crab traps, those are a bit harder because, as you'll understand coming from your plastics background, the recyclers, they can't work with that concrete that is poured into the bottom of the stone crab traps. So unfortunately, we're in the situation right now where those traps are going to the landfill, and we're working on some new methodology that it might allow us to work with the recyclers and get those traps recycled. That's a high priority for us. And finally, in the case of the lobster traps, because they're made out of wood, they're biodegradable, and so those are going to the landfill as well. But glad to say that a lot of our materials, like the non-trap materials that are collected that are plastics and such, those are going to the Covanta Fishing for Energy program, where they're able to take that back and recycle those plastics. It's just the traps that I'm referring to that sometimes are a bit challenging for them.
And the awesome thing about it is this is, again, like I spoke about earlier, where this is a situation where everybody wins. This is where everybody wins. The environment wins. This is something I never realized. Maybe I realized, but I never really thought about. And that there are traps out there that people have set, and for whatever reason they've been abandoned. Either the buoy falls off and they say, oh, forget it, I'm not going to go through the trouble of finding it wherever it's at, or whatever. They're out there and they're abandoned. And just because they're out there and abandoned, nobody's picking them up out of the water, doesn't mean that they've stopped doing what they're doing. And therefore there is sea life that is dying unnecessarily and not being harvested like it should be. And these traps are down there doing that. So the environment wins, the sea life wins, we win. And
local economy wins.
It's like everybody wins. It's hard not to promote these kind of things, and it's a positive win. It's everybody. Again, we talk about even the fish are happy, right? Even the fish are happy because you don't have this thing down there catching different varieties of sea life. And I'm sure that occasionally they catch a fish or two, right? You find fish in this thing?
Oh, all the time. All the time. Yeah, it's not occasionally. I would say that's a regular occurrence. And I think the thing that would surprise most committed anglers around the coast of Florida is that these traps, a lot of times will pull up and find redfish that's inside of them, or sheep's head, or whatever it might be. The species that we locate had surprised us a bit, to be honest. And because we find game fish in them from time to time, we think that just maybe that'll help to grow the commitment from the angling public and from folks all around the state to recognize this for the issue that it is, and to come out and participate with us at a Ghost Trap Rodeo event series.
So I know you have a website set up. What is the website so people can get involved?
Sure. Yeah, it's Ocean Aid. That's AID. So OceanAid360.org. And we've got some information there on past events and lots of pictures and video and our PSA video, and kind of our whole story of how the project came to be and how people can get involved. So we'd love to have any of your listeners there. And, Riscala, we didn't even mention yet that we have all kinds of wonderful prizes that are donated to us by the fishing tackle industry. And we give away about $5,000 worth of really nice fishing and boating prizes at every event that we do.
Everybody wins. I'm telling you, you can't lose in something like this. We spoke earlier about you get to go fishing, which I love. So even if I don't quote win a prize, I get the opportunity to go fishing, and I win because I got the opportunity to go fishing. So even if I don't catch a fish, and even if I don't quote win a prize, I still won because I got the opportunity to go fishing, knowing that what I've done. The investment that I've made to get involved in the tournament goes to help everybody wins. In a way it's kind of selfish because I'm part of everybody. But the reality of it is everybody wins, and that's a positive thing. And we need, our environment is just under such stress today. We talked earlier about how people wearing different kinds of suntan lotion. I never thought about it. Literally tearing up the coral reefs. Again, this is for our environment. This is to help our environment. So just be aware of these things, and you can do your part. It doesn't require a lot. If you want to make a donation, if you want to spread the word, if you're out there in Tampa and you want to get involved, you can reach out to Captain Neil. You find him at oceanaid360.org. And again, everybody wins. I can't help but not support. I just can't walk away from something like that. I love supporting this kind of thing. I know that a positive outcome is the result of doing these things. And in this particular application, it's a positive outcome for the environment, for the fish, for us, How can you walk away from something like that? Thank you, my friend. God bless you. I'm rapidly running out of time. Look forward to having an update from you in the near future. I want to say a big thank you to my co-host this morning, Angelia. She's the Florida Salty Cowgirl. You can find her in a variety of places. You just look up Florida Salty Cowgirl. And to you, the listeners, great opportunity for you guys that we presented this morning, wide variety of different places. Wish you a great and awesome day, and we'll be looking forward to having you back. And we will be back in about a week. God bless.
God bless you, fellas.